When developers Realities.io announced back in March of 2021 that they had plans to release a VR jigsaw puzzle game in December, I'll be the first to admit that my immediate reaction was, who cares? I know, it was really ignorant of me, but I'm not sure there was any way I could have known back then what December had in store for me. That after a long, buggy day of killing Snowbreed with terrible controls and annoying crashes, that I was going to really appreciate the relaxing experience of putting together a 400-piece 3D jigsaw puzzle in VR. The first thing you'll notice about Puzzling Places is just how detailed and high resolution all the 3D puzzles are rendered in. The devs talk about photogrammetry and the process that was used to create these 3D models, but what it all boils down to is that the detail here is through the roof, and everything looks crystal clear in the headset. There were 21 puzzles at launch, and another free one was just added this past weekend for the holidays. And depending on how long you want to spend assembling each one, you can choose how many pieces the puzzles will be divided up into. You can blast through a 25-piece puzzle in about 10 to 15 minutes. But if you crank up the difficulty and attempt that same puzzle with 400 pieces, well, that's going to be an all-day endeavor. After selecting which puzzle you want to play and how many pieces you want it to be, you'll be presented with a pretty minimal play space, featuring some optional reference photos, and of course, a whole wall of puzzle pieces. Pulling the move trigger halfway brings up a pointer, and pulling it all the way will pull your selected piece off the wall. You can place pieces anywhere around you or group them together, or you can just tap the move button to send it back to the wall. The controls are simple and oddly satisfying, so it's nice that the developers didn't feel the need to overcomplicate anything here. There are options for click turning and dragging yourself around the environment, but in general, you won't really have to do that much. But of course, it's nice the option is there. So once you've started finding puzzle pieces that fit together, you'll get to experience my next favorite thing about Puzzling Places, and that's the sound design. I'd be absolutely shocked if the developers didn't do some kind of research into ASMR, because the sound that the pieces make when they click together is just so satisfying. Adding to that, once you've assembled bigger chunks of the puzzle, ambient background noise starts emanating out of them. So in this puzzle, the billiards room, once you've got these windows put together, you can hear the sounds of nature or people walking by the closer you get to them. And the audio track that's tied to the pool table in the middle of the room contains sounds of people actually playing billiards. It's this attention to detail that you might not have expected from Puzzling Places, but it's exactly what has me so utterly in love with it. On the surface, $20 might seem like a little bit too much money to spend on Puzzling Places, but the level of polish here is just so extraordinary that it's kind of hard to find faults with the price point. Plus, the developers have gone on record saying they'll be bringing more puzzles out in the form of free DLC, along with some paid DLC, and even mentioned that they have plans to add multiplayer support sometime in 2022. If you told me back in March I'd care at all about Puzzling Places, I'd say you were crazy. But maybe I'm crazy, because I absolutely love this game, and consider it one of the best PSVR games of the year.